Hi, I am the Box Office Wizard bringing you weekend box office predictions and movie review. For today's show, going to give you an update on Beat the Expert, also give you my predictions for this weekend's coming box office, and also movie news on James Bond and Creed 2. So, for last week, I actually finished on top. Been a rare win for me this summer, unfortunately. Always been finishing second or third, so really glad to see that. I came in at 93.3%. Second place was Box Office Pro at 91.5%. Third was Box Office Mojo at 91.1%, and round out the bottom was Box Office Profits at 86.2%. So overall, Box Office Pro maintains his lead at 82.7%. Second place is Box Office Mojo at an even 82%. I'm in third at 81.2%. So I'm 1.5% behind, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually is, because this is based over the entire year up to date. So still got several months to go. Either way, though, I got a lot of work to do. And round out the bottom is Box Office Profits at 79.5%. For this week, a couple new movies coming out. We have Kidnap. We also have The Dark Tower. And also, I'm trying to remember what the other one is. Oh, Detroit. So we'll get to those in a few minutes and talk about those. Number 10, though, I'm going to go with Despicable Me 3. This movie's doing very well overall worldwide. $826 million is now in the bank. Can't complain about that at all. It's going to have another pretty good weekend. I'm going to give it about a 40% drop from last weekend. I'm going to put it at $4.7 million for this coming weekend. Coming in ninth this weekend, I'm going to go with Kidnap. And this stars Halle Berry. And this movie's basically about her son's kidnapped, and she goes all wackadoo mother to get her son back. So I really wish someone would kidnap this movie, because I'm not seeing anything good with this movie at all. I think it's pretty much a rip-off from other movies, from your typical kidnap, but everything I'm seeing about this movie just is not, it's just rubbing me the wrong way, unfortunately. So, either way, though, some people will go see it. I'm not giving it much hope, though. I'm going to put it at $5.8 million, and that might be a stretch, so we'll just have to wait and see. Coming in 8th this weekend will be War for the Planet of the Apes. This movie's at $233 million worldwide, which may sound kind of like a disappointment, but here in the U.S., the numbers are down a little bit. It may finish close to $150 million overall, which would put it just a little bit below the last one. I think by about $25 million, and about $50-60 million compared to the first one. So, at least in this trilogy, that is. So, but worldwide though, the movie hasn't played in China yet, as far as I know, which was another big market for it. So. I didn't actually find a date when it was actually playing, so if you do have that information, I greatly appreciate it. But either way, though, it's right now appears to be running way behind, but I think it's still got a lot of foreign markets to hit. So either way, though, it's going to have another decent weekend here. I'm going to put it at $6.1 million for this coming weekend. Coming in 7th will be Spider-Man Homecoming. This movie's now at $640 million worldwide. It's kind of jumped around on percentage drops. Second weekend, it was a 62% drop, which isn't a surprise. Third weekend was 50%. Last weekend was a 40%. So, it's having good returns now at this point. I don't see it going anywhere much more than that. I think we'll go just a tick higher, though. I'm going to put it at 40 to 45% drop for this coming weekend. I'm going to put it at $7.7 million for this coming weekend. Next is the movie Atomic Blonde. I'm going to put it in 6th place this weekend. Had an $18.3 million debut, which wasn't bad for this movie. It has a $30 million budget, so it's off to a good start. I think, though, it will have a big drop this weekend. I'm going to put it at 60% down, which will put it at about $8.1 million for this coming weekend. Next is the movie Girls Trip. This movie continues to have great weekends for the last several, and no doubt there's going to be a sequel to this movie. It's now at $72 million here in the U.S. Not much of a foreign market yet, but it may hit a few of the bigger markets just to pick up some more money. Either way, though, another good weekend. I'm going to put it about a 40% drop at $11.8 million. Coming in 4th this weekend is the movie Detroit. This movie actually very much excites me. I love history movies. It stars John Boyega and Anthony Mackie. What this movie's about is that when there was a Detroit rebellion, the city was under curfew. The National Guard was patrolling the streets. Everyone was ordered off. And in a hotel, there was 3 African Americans that were murdered. At the, I think it was called the Algiers Hotel. So, story looks very good. It's getting great to pretty good reviews. I think it'll have a big weekend for the number of theaters it's playing in. I'm going to put it at $12.1 million, and it may have a chance to even slip into the top 3. So, Putting in third will be the movie The Emoji Movie. Had a $24.5 million debut, which is pretty good for this type of movie. It did finish number 2 last week, only $2 million behind Dunkirk. But I do see this movie having I think it'll drop about in half. I'm gonna put it at $12.5 million, and it may just be a tick more than that. So coming in second this weekend, it's kind of been a toss-up between 1 and 2. I'm gonna go with Dunkirk. I think it'll give up the throne finally. It did cross 100 million this past weekend when it did finish up. It's now at 266 million worldwide, which is just great. Last week it had a 47% drop. I'm going to give it only about a 40% this weekend. I think it'll do just a little bit better. I'm going to put it at 15.8 million for this coming weekend. And last but not least, number 1 for this coming weekend is The Dark Tower. Stephen King himself, that's what this movie's about. It stars Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey. And what it's about is Roland Deschain, which is played by Idris Elba. He is locked in an eternal battle against Walter O'Dim, who is obviously Matthew McConaughey. He's also known as the Man in Black in the movie, so just kind of give you a quick synopsis of it. And he's fighting him to keep him from destroying the Dark Tower, which basically keeps balance in the universe. So I really don't know much more than that, other than that little snippet. I kind of try to keep myself in the dark a little bit. It's a movie I have been wanting to see. So far, though, reviews are not very good. Word of mouth for, I guess, the previews of it have not been very good either. I'm really hoping that this movie does well, though. I think it's going to hurt it a little bit. Overall, though, too, this weekend's going to be a little bit soft on numbers, I think, as well. Either way, though, if you don't want to see it, I hear you got 8 novels to read, if not more than that, because they kind of do intertwine, supposedly, according to Stephen King. So there may be even more involved, but I guess there's 8 main novels. So I'm going to go with 19.8 million, and kind of bounced around back and forth on that. I've been upper mid-20s to as low as like 15, 16, so I kind of just been like that, and finally last minute I said I'm going to go with 19.8 million. So I'm hoping it does well, but it's going to be hard to see. So movie news, James Bond. I've been seeing this come out a couple times now. They're saying that the next movie will be out in November 2019. Still saying Daniel Craig's going to play it. I've never known them to make a Bond movie in 2 years that hadn't started production by now. Typically it takes 2 years to do it and a year to wrap it up. So unless they're going to go a little bit on the light side on the action, it's hard to say. It may be good to have a more toned down Bond for at least one movie. We'll just have to wait and see those. So, and then last but not least, Creed 2 going to star Rocky himself. Sylvester Stallone's going to be in it, and also in this movie, though, he has confirmed that he will be fighting Ivan Drago. This is according to TMZ. So he said it's going to be 30 years later. Looking forward to that fight. So either way, though, I am looking forward to it as well. Hey, that's it for today's show. Get your predictions in. Put those in the comments below. And until next time, I'll continue giving you predictions you count on. They're better than the weatherman. Take care.